Training session objective. The purpose of this presentation is to introduce a proactive approach to identify fall hazards and protection methods through a planning process. OSHA's fall protection requirements for both general industry and construction are also addressed in this program.
Fall protection, meeting the minimum requirements. Subdivision and fall protection requires employers to ensure that fall protection systems are provided, installed, and implemented when employees are exposed to a hazard of falling 10 feet or more to a lower level. Fall protection must be provided when employees are exposed to the hazard of falling 6 feet or more. Fall protection minimum requirements. Through holes, including skylights, through wall openings. From established floors, mezzanines, balconies, and walkways into excavations, fall protection systems must meet the criteria in Subpart M 1926.502 Fall Protection Systems Criteria and Practices.
Legal requirements for fall protection guarding open-sided floors, wall openings, and holes. Stairway railings, railing, cover, and falling object protection specifications. Fixed industrial stairs, 29 CFR 1910.24, portable ladders, fixed ladders.
Support and calls for fall protection systems to be installed when other measures are inadequate. When employees are exposed to falls of 6 feet or more, fall protection is mandatory when employees are in danger of falling 10 feet or more. Fall protection systems should be provided, installed, and implemented by employers. Skylights or domes are not considered covers unless they can support twice the weight of workers.
Fall protection definition of a hole. Hole, a gap or void 2 inches or more in its least dimension, in a floor, roof, or other walking working surface. Each employee on walking working surfaces must be protected from falling through holes, including skylights, more than 6 feet above lower levels. Full definitions. Hole. Each employee on a walking working surface must be protected from objects falling through holes, including skylights, by covers. Smoke domes or skylight fixtures are not considered covers unless they are capable of supporting without failure at least twice the weight of employees, equipment, and materials that is imposed at any one time.
Fall protection definitions. Wall opening. An opening in a wall or other partition where the outside bottom edge of the wall opening is 6 feet or more above lower levels and the inside bottom edge of the wall opening is less than 39 inches above the walking working surface. Each employee working on, at, above, or near wall openings, including those with chutes attached, must be protected from falling.
Platform, a working space for persons, elevated above the surrounding floor or ground, such as a balcony or platform for the operation of machinery and equipment. Runway, a passageway for persons, elevated above the surrounding floor or ground level, such as a footwalk, along shafting or a walkway between buildings.
An opening in the wall or other partition where the outside bottom edge of the wall opening is 6 feet or more above lower levels and the inside bottom edge of the wall opening is less than 39 inches above the walking/working surface. Each employee working on, at, above, or near wall openings, including those with chutes attached, must be protected from falling.
Wall opening. An opening at least 30 inches high and 18 inches wide, in any wall or partition through which persons may fall, such as a yard-arm doorway or chute opening.
All floor openings and holes must be guarded or covered, regardless of fall distance. Floor hole, an opening measuring less than 12 inches but more than 1 inch in its least dimension. In any floor, platform, pavement, or yard, through which materials, but not persons may fall, such as a belt hole, pipe opening, or slot opening.
Floor openings occupied by elevators, dumbwaiters, conveyors, machinery, or containers are excluded from this output. Note: every skylight floor opening and hole must be guarded by a standard skylight screen or a fixed standard railing on all exposed sides.
Stairways having 4 or more risers and less than 44 inches wide must be equipped with standard stair railings or handrails as follows. Must have at least one handrail, preferably right side descending. If both sides enclosed, must have at least one stair railing on open side if one side open.
Stairways having 4 or more risers and more than 88 inches wide must have one handrail on each enclosed side, one stair railing on each open side, and one intermediate stair railing located approximately midway of the width. A stair railing is a vertical barrier erected along exposed sides of a stairway with construction similar to a standard railing.
A stair railing must have a vertical height no more than 34 inches nor less than 30 inches from the upper surface of the top rail to the surface of the tread.
Each employee on established floors, mezzanines, balconies and walkways, with an unprotected side or edge 6 feet or more above a lower level, must be protected from falling.
Each employee at the edge of a well, pit, shaft, or excavation, not apparent due to plant growth or other visual barrier, 6 feet or more in depth must be protected from falling. A stairway or ladder shall be provided at all personnel points of access. Where there is a break-in elevation of 19 inches or more, and no ramp, runway, sloped embankment, or personnel hoist is provided.
Stair railings must be not less than 36 inches from the upper surface of the stair railing system to the surface of the tread, in line with the face of the riser at the forward edge of the tread. Stair railings have construction similar to a standard railing, guardrail.
Barricade the area and prohibit employees from entering the area in addition to keeping potential falling objects far enough from the edge.
8 steps to fall protection compliance. Step 1. Determine walking working surfaces are structurally safe. Step 2. Conduct a fall hazard assessment. Step 3. Eliminate the need for fall protection, if possible. Eight steps to fall protection compliance. Step 7. Provide fall protection training. Step 8. Monitor the fall protection program.
Step 1. Determine walking working surfaces are structurally safe. 1A. Does the walking working surface have the structural integrity to safely support all employees and equipment? 1B. Consider older buildings or buildings with wooden roofs. 1C. Consider during demolition work. 1D. Employees should not be permitted to work on building roofs and other walking working surfaces until the employer has determined the surfaces are structurally safe.
Step 2. Conduct a fall hazard assessment. Determine which specific jobs, activities or areas expose employees to fall hazards. Determine the type of work performed. Determine the frequency the work is being performed. Determine if workers require horizontal and/or vertical movement.
Step 2. Conduct a fall hazard assessment. Determine the type of walking/working surface. Determine the distance to lower levels. Determine if the working surface is protected by a guardrail system or parapet wall. If yes, is it adequate? Determine if employees could be exposed to other types of health and/or safety hazards. Can it affect selection or use of fall protection systems? Fall hazard assessment in the competent person. A competent person is someone who is capable of identifying existing and predictable hazards in the surroundings or working conditions. Conditions which are hazardous or dangerous to employees, and has authorization to take prompt corrective measures to eliminate them.
Step 3. Eliminate the need for fall protection, if possible. Work at lower heights. Use equipment that prevent fall hazards and platforms that provide built-in fall protection. Use tool extensions and work from ground level. Lower equipment and tools to ground level. Use appropriate aerial lifts. Design buildings and other working surfaces to reduce exposure. Use equipped contractors at your job site.
Step 3. Eliminate the need for fall protection. Arrest systems. Use personal fall arrest systems and personal fall restraint systems. Other systems use nets, positioning devices, roof bracket slide guards. Control methods, safety monitors, warning lines, controlled decking zones.
Step 4. Active Systems Anchorage System. The anchorage point can be a single attachment to a substantial structure above the surface from which the employee is working, or it can be 1 to 2 attachments used to anchor a vertical or horizontal lifeline.
Step 4. Anchorage point defined. Remember, the anchorage point for fall arrest systems must be capable of supporting 5,000 pounds for each worker or used as part of a complete PFAS which maintains a safety factor of at least 2 and under the supervision of a qualified person. Step 4. Explaining active systems full body harness. The impact of the fall is imposed on the trunk of the body, which distributes the MAF to a larger area than the safety belt, reducing the potential for damage to the body. Step 4. Active systems horizontal lifelines. Horizontal lifelines can be used only as part of a complete PFAS which maintains a safety factor of at least 2, and when designed, installed, and used under the supervision of a qualified person.
Remember, the anchorage point for fall arrest systems must be capable of supporting 5000 lb. For each worker or used as part of a complete phase which maintains a safety factor of at least 2 and under the supervision of a qualified person. Horizontal lifelines can be used only as part of a complete phase which maintains a safety factor of at least 2, and when designed, installed, and used under the supervision of a qualified competent person.
Disassembly and demobilization of equipment. Potential hazards, overexerting or receiving sprains and strains. Being exposed to pinch points, such as hammer union wings and hammers, pump iron and racks. Being struck by particles or fluid falling from heights.
Possible solutions to disassembly of equipment. Direct all non-essential personnel to stand clear. Follow procedures to release trapped pressure safely. Use pre-selected fall restraint procedures.
Fall protection. General summary. Subdivision M. Fall protection requires employers to ensure that fall protection systems are provided, installed, and implemented when employees are exposed to a hazard of falling 10 feet or more to a lower level. Fall protection must be provided when employees are exposed to the hazard of falling 6 feet or more.
Step 7. Provide fall protection training according to requirements of Subpart M. Step 8. Monitor the fall protection program.
True or false? Definition. An opening in a wall or other partition where the outside bottom edge of the wall opening is 4 feet above the lower levels and the inside bottom edge of the wall is less than 32 inches above the working surface. Is this true or false? True or false? Excavation definitions. Each employee at the edge of the well, pit, or shaft or excavation 6 feet above or more in depth must be protected from falling. True or false? Step 1 is to conduct a fall assessment hazard. True or false? The worker pictured to the right is not committing a safety risk. True or false? The first step in a fall protection program is eliminating the need for fall protection if possible. True or false? The worker pictured at the right could have been helped by fall protection. T or F, the worker pictured at the right is properly protected from falls. True or false? The training of the competent person does not include guardrail information.
Beer break. Root beer break time, that is. Time to stand up, walk around, stretch and come back in 10 minutes to take on the next sections. We need to keep you sharp as a pencil. Personally, I am going off to powder my nose for my lover boy Senna the safety smoother.